When you've mastered the large poinsettia, have a go at these little mini ones. They are really cute. I've crumb coated my cupcake with the green buttercream. Now I'm going to use the base of a piping tip to mark out 3 evenly spaced circles. If you've got a 2D, that's the perfect size to do this. So you just mark out 3 circles on top of your cupcake. And it gives you a really good guide to get your flowers the same size and evenly spaced. There we go. Now I can see exactly where I'm going to pipe. I'm going to go around each one of these circles to create a flower. Now take your 352 tip with the red and give it a clean off if you need to. Always work with a nice clean tip. Now remember the angle, it's like a bird's beak. So you want to make sure you've got that pointy bit where you're going to pipe your petal. Now I like to start in the middle of these circles, and the angle is going to come out slightly, so you're coming up and out at a 45-degree angle or so. I'll show you. So touch down on the cupcake, squeeze, let it grow, then lift slowly, and you want to create that kind of angle there, so it's coming up and out. Now leave a little gap, touch down, squeeze, lift. Now I'm touching the point down off the tip onto that circle that I made and just moving around it. You'll get about 5 petals on it. So there's the first one done. Now turn your cake and you can come in the middle of these other flowers. So go around your circle, touch down, squeeze, then lift. Touch down, squeeze and lift. Leave a gap and remember to let it grow onto the cupcake before you start to lift. Now in the middle here, obviously you're going to have to maneuver your hands so that you can get in there, and you can change the angle of the petal slightly if you need to, but just go around that circle as best you can, and they'll intertwine like this, which is realistic. So remember, leave a gap, let it grow, and then pull up. Let it grow and then lift. Touch down, squeeze and lift. So there's the first layer of petals on the cake. Now clean off your tip so you don't ruin what you've done, and tighten up that bag. And make sure you've got the angle of the tip where you want it, the bird's beak. And we'll put, oh, I've got buttercream on my finger. So we're just going to put another layer of petals in between this first layer. So touch down, in between, squeeze and lift. Touch down and let it grow, squeeze, lift. And you see I'm always turning the cupcake. My piping hand is not really moving. So that's that layer done, and now I'm going to put 3 little ones, maybe 4, whatever you can fit in the middle, just to close that center up a bit. Now for the next one, so touch, squeeze, lift, touch down, squeeze and lift. And you can see the texture that you're creating by making sure you come in between those petals. And now the little ones. And now that happened because I didn't touch down with the piping tip, and the buttercream had nothing to stick to. So make sure you've touched down with the tip, squeeze and lift. That's better. That'll do. And now the last one. So touch down, squeeze, lift. And just go all the way around. And they're about the same height, the same size as that first layer. And now for the little ones. So all you do is you don't squeeze as hard and you lift off earlier. So there's all the petals done. Now we're going to fill in those centres. So take the number 3 round with your green buttercream, tighten up your bag, just wipe that off. And you can only put about 3 in the centre of these, so just touch down, squeeze and lift. So you've got 3 little stalks of green in there. Touch, squeeze, lift. That's it. Touch down, squeeze and lift. So they're not very high, they're just about the size of those small petals in the middle. Now take your yellow with the number 2 round. We'll do exactly the same as we did on the large one. So you're just going to touch inside that green with the tip, squeeze and come off. Touch the green and you're almost sort of poking that tip inside the green stem, and the buttercream will expand around the yellow. So poke it into that green, give it a little squeeze, and you can really see that this green, it will grow around, it will make way for the yellow, so you get this really nice effect like that. So touch inside the green and then a gentle squeeze and off. Touch in, squeeze and come off. Now we'll add some leaves to cover up all the gaps. So you want your 352 tip, give it a wipe off. And remember the angle, you want it like the bird's beak. And you want to tighten up your bag. So remember this tip, you're going to point it where you want it to be, where you're going to put your leaves. So you can put these in at any angle. So I'm going to come outwards with this one. So you're touching down with the tip, squeeze and move it. So these two are coming out like that. You can do them at any angle you like. So maybe here I'm going to come upwards a bit. So you just touch down, squeeze and lift. And put as many in as you need to cover up that cupcake. Touch, squeeze, lift. So there's your little mini poinsettias piped. And now we'll add on that extra little bit of detail. So take your neat colouring and your cocktail stick and just pop those little dots on the top. It's a nice added detail to add to these poinsettias. It makes them that little bit more realistic. It's totally optional, but it is a really nice touch. It's these little finishing touches that make the flowers come to life. It's what gives them the wow factor. And these are the bits that I get really carried away doing. And there we go, there's your beautiful poinsettia flowers. Absolutely perfect for Christmas.